Welcome to Royal Family Brief. The content of the briefing includes: King Charles may visit Australia this year despite recent cancer diagnosis. King's trip to Australia still being planned. Prince Edward packs out diary with royal engagements. Chelsea fan reunited with match lifesaver. Queen Camilla taking time off from royal duties. King Charles may visit Australia this year despite recent cancer diagnosis. ABC. Preparations are underway for a potential royal visit to Australia later this year, despite King Charles's recent cancer diagnosis. The federal government is in talks with the states and territories to determine when and where King Charles and Queen Camilla might visit. The trip is not confirmed, but early preparations are being made, including taking suggestions on a possible itinerary. This would be the first visit by a reigning monarch in over a decade, and it would be one of many visits to Australia by King Charles, who has been to the country 15 times in an official capacity. Queen Elizabeth II visited Australia 16 times during her reign. King's trip to Australia still being planned. Telegraph. Despite his recent cancer diagnosis, plans are still being made for King Charles to visit Australia later this year. The Australian government is consulting on the schedule for a royal tour in the autumn, with the King and Queen expected to travel in October and early November. The tour would coincide with the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Samoa. The King's visit to Australia would make him the first reigning monarch to visit the country since 2011. The trip is still subject to the King's health and his response to cancer treatment. Prince Edward packs out diary with royal engagements. Telegraph. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, is set to take on a number of public engagements this week as the royal family faces concerns over its depleted public-facing ranks. The Duke will be particularly visible in the lead-up to his 60th birthday on March 10, with his diary including engagements at a theatre, a community radio station, and the ballet. The Queen is confirmed to be going on a scheduled holiday, whilst Prince Charles will also hold engagements later in the week. Chelsea fan reunited with match lifesaver. BBC. A football fan has been reunited with the volunteer who saved his life after he went into cardiac arrest at a Chelsea match. Paul Archer, 66, collapsed at Stamford Bridge and was clinically dead for 20 minutes. He hugged St. John Ambulance volunteer Prince Tendulkar as they reunited at Chelsea's training ground. "You have broken all my ribs, but I love you for it," he joked. St. John Ambulance Chief Commissioner and Cable said, "St. John is enormously proud of Prince for his fast response and putting into practice his first aid skills to save Mr. Archer's life." Queen Camilla taking time off from royal duties. The Independent. Queen Camilla, wife of King Charles, is taking a break from royal duties as her husband undergoes treatment for an unknown form of cancer. Camilla has been carrying out official engagements since Charles's diagnosis, but will not resume engagements until March 11. She is reportedly planning to spend a few days with her family before traveling. Prince William and Princess Anne will continue their engagements as normal, while Kate, the Princess of Wales, will return after Easter. There are still more questions than answers about the future of Alexander McQueen, including, will the Princess of Wales ever wear it again? Telegraph. Dublin-born designer Sean McGirr showcased his first collection for Alexander McQueen in Paris on Saturday evening. The collection was inspired by McQueen's early 1995 collection, The Birds, and featured exaggerated silhouettes, metallic looks, and striking colors. McGirr's debut comes 14 years after McQueen's death, making it the first time a collection has been shown under the designer's name by someone who didn't work with him personally. The future of the brand is still uncertain, following the departure of creative director Sarah Burton in October 2021. Planning for possible King Charles' visit to Australia begins. The Sydney Morning Herald. Discussions are taking place between the Australian government and the state and territory governments about a possible visit by King Charles III and Queen Camilla later this year. The trip would be timed to coincide with the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOM, in Samoa, which is due to start on October 21. If the visit goes ahead, it would be the first by a reigning monarch since Queen Elizabeth II's visit in 2011. The King has previously made 15 official visits to Australia and has visited every state and territory. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Dr. Six, your resident observer from the Six Dimensions. Today, we have a mix of news from the royal family, heartwarming reunions, and the fashion world. Let's dive right in. First, we have news that King Charles may visit Australia this year, despite his recent cancer diagnosis. The federal government is in talks with the states and territories to plan this potential royal visit. Now, I must say, it's quite impressive that King Charles has been to Australia 15 times already. I think he might know the kangaroos and koalas better than some Australians. Moving on, we have Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, filling up his diary with royal engagements. It seems the royal family is looking to boost their public presence, and Prince Edward is stepping up to the plate. I hope he doesn't mix up his ballet moves with his royal wave. In heartwarming news, a football fan was reunited with the volunteer who saved his life at a Chelsea match. Paul Archer went into cardiac arrest, but thanks to St. John Ambulance volunteer Prince Tendulkar's quick response, he survived. Mr. Archer jokingly thanked Prince Tendulkar for breaking all his ribs. Well, sometimes you have to crack a few ribs to save a life. Next, we have Queen Camilla taking some time off from her royal duties to support her husband during his cancer treatment. It's always heartwarming to see loved ones come together during tough times. I hope Queen Camilla gets to spend quality time with her family and recharge before returning to her royal engagements. Now, let's talk fashion. Designer Sean McGirr showcased his first collection for Alexander McQueen in Paris. It's remarkable that after 14 years since McQueen's death, we are finally seeing a collection under his name by someone who didn't work with him personally. The fashion world is always full of surprises, isn't it? Lastly, discussions are underway for a possible visit by King Charles III and Queen Camilla to Australia, timed to coincide with the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. If this visit happens, it would be the first by a reigning monarch since Queen Elizabeth II's visit in 2011. I can already imagine the kangaroos preparing their best hop to welcome King Charles. That's all the news we have for today, my fellow observers. Now, let's hear your thoughts. Do you think King Charles should visit Australia despite his recent diagnosis? And what do you think about the future of Alexander McQueen? Share your opinions and questions, and let's dive into a lively discussion. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.